Hey guys, Nikki Sharp and welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be talking about the 3 things that all successful people have in common. Now I'm sharing these because this has to do with your health, with your mindset, and things that are going to set you apart. And as we all sit at home, the quarantine has continued, a lot of feelings of doubt and frustration and fear and all of these normal feelings are coming up for many people. So I'm sharing this today because this is a little bit more on the emotional side, emotional, mental side of things. And your health is connected to what you do, physical wise, what you eat, internal wise, and what you think and deal with, emotional and mental wise. Without further ado, we're going to get into this of the 3 habits that all successful people do. And I believe that this is going to help you transform your life, no matter if you're trying to start a business, if you're looking for a job and you've been laid off or furloughed, and if you have, I am so sorry about that, but just know this video will help you. So tip number 1, and I guess the number 1 thing that they do is they prioritize their self-care. So what does this mean? People like Oprah, Jeff Bezos, Steve Jobs when he was alive, Tim Cook, who's now the CEO of Apple, they all get up very early in the morning. Other people, Jim Quick, Jay Shetty, the top successful people, the ones who are making the most money, who are impacting the lives of the most amount of people, and they look like, how are they doing all of these things? It's because they're getting up at like 4 a.m., 5 a.m. J.K. Rowling is another example. Instead of checking their phone for their emails or social media or any of that, they take this time to have a self-practice of meditation, of exercise, of making breakfast, of reflection. So whatever it is for you, and you can copy these or you can find your own practice, it is getting up earlier, because the morning is the time when you'll find there's nothing else that distracts you. And so that's why someone like Jay Shetty, who, is making content and Gary Vaynerchuk, all of these people are getting up early. They're prioritizing their own self-care. And as you've heard the whole saying of, if a plane is going down, the masks come down, you have to put your mask on before you can put anyone else's on. This is the same in life, the same for business, the same as showing love. You have to show up for yourself first. So this means prioritizing everything to do with emotional, physical, mental health care. So for me personally, I tend to get up around 7. I would love to get up a bit earlier, but during this time I journal, so I do a gratitude log. I write out my to-do list for the day. I prioritize, what needs to happen first things first. I exercise, and this all happens before I even check my phone. Now, does that mean that there's not times that, I fall off of that, the same as, I'm sure it's the same for all these other people? Absolutely. But it's starting to put into practice time and time and time again that this is important. You are important, because if you can't show up for yourself, you will not be able to show up properly for others, for your life, for your business. So success tip number 2 is having curiosity and passion. And what do I mean by that? Well, I mean that the people that are changing the world, they see things differently and they're not afraid to go into it, to learn about it. They're not afraid of digging into kind of those weeds that other people might be scared of. And when they have curiosity and passion, that fuels them on how they're going to impact the lives of others more than their own self-doubt. So I have another video that was all about overcoming self-doubt and feelings of imposter syndrome. And trust me when I say that people like Oprah have definitely gone through that in their life. However, they don't let it stop them because they keep focusing on that passion and that curiosity. So if you're starting to feel any of those feelings of, self-doubt, or you can't do it, or frustration that your career isn't moving fast enough, then I highly recommend you to shift that focus. Why are you passionate about the thing that you want to do? And this could be everything from, let's say you have a brand new product that is going to revolutionize the health industry, or you have something that's going to revolutionize the way that we use our phones. Well, naturally, there's going to be some self-doubt there. But the whole thing is that you keep focused on that passion of how will it help the people that are going to use this product. And the same with curiosity of never allowing there to be one answer. So it'd be an example of going to the doctor and having one person tell you that you have cancer, which my prayer is that none of you have had to deal with, or that you have a sickness or something. Instead of just going to one doctor, you go see a bunch of different doctors. You see Ayurvedic doctors, you would go see, a naturopath, you're gonna see a functional medicine doctor, because there's never one way, there's never one answer. The most successful people do not allow being told no to get in their way, and they don't allow one answer. They always search for meaning from different people. So the third thing that all successful people have in common is they focus on failure as a good thing. Now, what do I mean by that? Sarah Blakely, who is the founder of Spanx, gave an amazing interview with Tony Robbins, and she said that growing up at the dinner table with her father, he would say, "How did you fail today?" And the reason that's so important is because we tend to think that failure is a bad thing, whereas failure is the thing that's going to teach you the lessons that you need to know in your life on how to progress, move forward, and keep going. And I totally understand that, if you fail, feelings of self-doubt might kick in, or that imposter syndrome. But the reason that this is success tip number 3 is because these people like Oprah, they don't let that get in the way. So they focus on failure as a tool to grow, to learn, and to keep moving forward. Because when we get stuck in failure, it literally it blocks everything, right? And our mind, it blocks our spiritual growth, it blocks our heart and our passion for things, which goes back to number 2. So see if you can switch around your thinking of failure, that it's actually a good thing. A very quick little exercise that I recommend you do is that think about all the things that you failed in the past year. So write them down, and you would do 3 columns. And in the left-hand column, you would say, what is the thing that you failed on? In the middle column, you're going to say, what did I learn from this? And in the next column, you say, why am I grateful for this? And so it starts to shift your way of thinking that failure is not a bad thing. And I can say for myself, I've had so many more failures than I've had successes, but it keeps pushing me to go further and further and further. So, as a best-selling author of 2 books, I have 3 books out there, co-authored a 3rd one. I'm a co-author of another one. I have a #1 app, an iTunes Top 30 podcast. I've failed so many times throughout the journey of getting my career to where it is, but people just look at my career from the outside and they say, oh my God, Nikki, you've done amazing. And what I'm gonna say to that is, well, thank you, yes, I have, but I've failed so many times to get to where I am. And part of the thing is that we don't talk about failure enough, and so we start to think that it's not normal. But the most successful people fail often, they fail hard, and they fail forward. And so if you can shift your focus around that, you'll start to see that failure is an amazing thing. It's an amazing tool because it's not really failing. It propels you to go to where you're meant to be.
It's always a little bit frustrating to me when people have a negative relationship with failure. Failure is a massive part of being able to be successful. You have to get comfortable with failure. You have to actually seek failure. Failure is where all of the lessons are. When you go to the gym and you work out, you're actually seeking failure. You want to take your muscles to the point where you get to failure, because that's where the adaptation is. That's where growth is. Successful people fail a lot. They fail a whole lot more than they succeed, but they extract the lessons from the failure and they use that the energy and they use the wisdom to come around to the next phase of success. You gotta take a shot. You have to live at the edge of your capabilities. You gotta live where you're almost certain you're gonna fail. That's the reason for practice. Practice is controlled failure. You're getting to your limit, getting to your limit, getting to your limit. You can't lift that, you can't do that, until you get to the point that all of a sudden your body makes the adjustment and then you can do it. Failure actually helps you to recognize the areas where you need to evolve. So fail early, fail often, fail forward.
So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you have comments or questions, please drop them below. Don't forget to subscribe. There are new videos every single week on tips to keep you healthy, happy, and vibrant all year long.